Hey, does the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Vee have any unfair advantages? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about 3 distinct advantages that Gary Vee has, and then at the end, we'll decide, are they unfair or not? Hey, my name is Ryan Kearns. Welcome to First Gen Entrepreneur. On this channel, we help people that don't have mentors or people to look to when starting in business. We help them really become an entrepreneur and learn about business and what they can do in order to grow, scale, and build the business of their dreams. So Gary Vee is something else, isn't he? Some people hate him, some people love him. Let's set that aside. Whether you love him or you hate him, you still have to recognize on some level the man is highly successful. He has millions and millions of followers across every single platform. He's built a huge multi-hundreds of millions of dollars business that's a digital marketing agency where he helps other brands market themselves, big brands like Pepsi. So what are some distinct advantages that Gary Vee has? Well, number one, he was one of the first people ever to use YouTube for business. Okay, on YouTube at the time, there was like some funny cat videos and some BS, but then he jumped in and started creating videos about wine and called it Wine Library TV. And at the time, his parents owned a wine store, so he was helping the wine store grow and get traction. He was also using Google ads for that wine store. So he has an advantage by being the very first person to ever create a YouTube channel, because imagine the amount of audience you could grow when you were before all of the people were even coming to YouTube. Okay, then by the time people were coming to YouTube, he already had a channel growing, and he was already growing his personal brand and becoming well known among other people who were probably, the higher class, the people that care about wine and which wine to drink. So he's already building a name for himself at that early time when nobody else was really building anything online. He was there, he was building, he was content marketing way before it was available to do online. So today, no matter what platform you're on, if you're the first, you're going to have success. You're going to start to see people start following you. I mean, think about TikTok and Charlie D'Amelio. She is nothing special. She didn't do anything different. She didn't do anything crazy. She was just so early on that app and started doing the TikTok dances with everyone else. And now she has millions and millions of followers, which goes to show early is better. It's so important to be early. And, we can't really fault anybody for being early on a platform, but we can learn from it. We can say, you know what? If another platform comes out and it seems like it's going to explode, I'm going to jump in there early, right? So right now, TikTok is growing in a crazy way. So it might make sense for some of you to go jump on TikTok and go create content on TikTok. That would be, taking a page from Gary Vee and from other people who have grown successful channels over the years. Gary Vee's second advantage is his content distribution teams and his huge team of people constantly working on content. And, if you think about it this way, the man, really, all he has to do is talk. All he has to do is talk, and then before you know it, he has videos on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, probably some apps that I don't even know of right now. But the point is, his team sits back, collects all that content, edits it into different formats for the different platforms, and then distributes it out to every single platform. Now, this is a huge advantage, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur or somebody that doesn't have a big team right now. You know how hard it is to distribute your content to every single platform. In fact, it would be impossible to do what he does if you were to try to do it by yourself. And when you reach that scale where it's not possible for someone to go do what you're doing by themselves, then it's a whole new level of game, right? You're doing something that's literally you need a team to do. Okay, so if you don't have a team, you're not able to do what he's doing. So that sets him apart a lot, and it allows him to out-create everybody else and create content faster, easier, better than anybody else could ever dream of doing. All he has to focus on is the words that he says. Everybody else just takes his content and spreads it out for him after that. So imagine if all you had to do was say words. You would start saying some really smart things, because you don't have to focus on all the other pieces, right? You don't have to write, you don't have to edit, you don't have to do all of this other stuff. You can just talk, and then it shows up everywhere. So he has that advantage. Other people have that advantage as well. It's not just Gary Vee that has that, but it's a huge advantage to have, and something that we can do as entrepreneurs in order to build that into our strategy is to start A, building a team, B, we can start, thinking in terms of that. Like, how do we build content that can be redistributed without having to recreate the content every single time, right? So for example, you may want to create a YouTube video first, because a YouTube video can then be split up into a Facebook video and then into an Instagram video, and then you can be really shortened down into a TikTok video. These things can be edited down and made to fit on a specific platform. So start thinking about how you can distribute content the best as you possibly can. Rather than trying to create a viral video or create one video that goes viral, it works a lot better to create a whole bunch of videos and get them distributed every single place, okay? That which, when I first started, I used to split up my days on this day is content creation day, this day is content distribution day. So that on the day where it's distribution day, I would upload and then I would share on different channels, and I would do everything I could to get traffic to that video so that people would finally see my content, right? So you can do that as well. You can think of ways where you're prioritizing distribution as much as you see other big names like Gary Vee doing. Because when they do that, they're able to get more eyeballs on their stuff, more fans, and more people start to follow them, and the platform really, really likes you. So they end up promoting you for free. So you'll show up in other people's suggested tab, and you'll show up as a suggested video that people should watch if you're able to bring people to the platform and keep them on the platform. That's what these platforms really love and desire, is they want more people to stay on the platform longer. So they will promote you if you're going to do that for them. Really, really cool stuff. Let's move on. The third one is that his parents owned a business, okay? Now, this one is a little bit different than the other ones. This one is questionable in the terms of like, is it fair or unfair? Well, let's talk about it. So in my case, I came up, neither of my parents owned a business. Both of them had jobs. We were middle class, not poor, nothing, crazy, and not rich, not by any means, but we got by. We had nice things, we did things, and we got by. But the point is, the things that they could teach you, the things that you see, the things that you experience are completely different if you have the advantage of having your parents own a business. Think about it, right? He was able to see from a young age how to run inventory, how to manage other people, how to, do all of these specific tasks, how to market, right? He was able to see these things from the point of a business owner from a very young age. Most people just don't have that luxury. And in fact, a lot of people never end up getting that luxury. They never get to see from the business's point of view. They never get to see what it takes to run a business from behind the scenes. So what happens is they grow up and they either want to get a job or they want to own their own business. Now, if they decide they want to own their own business because they want to be their own boss and they want to have their own future, they want to create their own reality, then really they don't have many choices. They can either go try to find a mentor, they could go start watching YouTube videos, or they can just try their hardest and fail a whole bunch of times until they learn all of the lessons that they could have been brought up with had their parents owned a business. And it's not your fault if that's you, right? It's not your fault. It wasn't my fault that my parents had jobs. My dad taught me things like do the least amount of work for the most amount of money, right? He taught me things like, find a good job, go to college, all that regular straight through, BS where it's just follow this straight line to the path of a good job and a white picket fence around your house. He didn't teach me how to hustle, how to, think for myself, how to create money, how to create relationships, how to build businesses, how to manage people, how to manage inventory, how to track my progress, how to set goals, like all of these different things that I could have learned had my parents been business owners. I didn't get the option to do any of that. And so that's really what caused me to start thinking about how I can help other people who are in the very similar situation. And that's when I decided to create this channel, First Gen Entrepreneur. It's for people that don't have parents who are business owners, that don't have a mentor just built into their life that can show them the ropes and teach them all these different areas, right? If that's you, you know how hard it is to do this on your own. Entrepreneurship, business, it's a very lonely road. There's not a lot of people to talk to along the way. Not a lot of people understand your struggles unless they've done it themselves. So along that road, you're kind of alone, or you can seek out mentors or other people. That's why I created this channel, so that we can create a community of like-minded people that want to help each other out, teach each other the lessons, show each other the ropes, and help each other grow our dream businesses. That's what this is all about. That's why I created this channel. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button so you can come along the ride, because it's going to be a hell of a rocket ship, my friend. We're going to grow this to an extremely rare level. Now, are these advantages unfair, or are they fair? Well, I don't know if I like to call things unfair or fair per se, right? Because nothing in life is really fair. It's kind of just, it is what it is, right? Things come into play, things happen, and you're never going to be able to control every single thing in your life, but we can control our attitudes, our actions, and what we do with our time and our energy, right? So the first one, being first on YouTube. We already talked about this. It's not unfair that Gary Vee was first on YouTube, and we shouldn't take it out on him at all, right? If you see a platform coming up, jump on that. That's what we can learn from him, okay? Jump into the game where there's the most eyeballs so you can get attention for your business, okay? The game is about getting attention. You need to get attention if you want to succeed in online business or any type of business, and the best way to do that is to get on one of these social media platforms when it's young, when it's new, and when people are starting to flock there. All right, number 2, content distribution. We can't fault him for that either. The guy put hella hard work, sweat, and tears into building a dream business of his, which is a social media marketing agency. What are we going to say about that? He built a team. He did it. It's awesome. We can learn from him by doing the same thing, building an awesome team, focusing on content distribution, and building a team around editing your videos and creating content and spreading it throughout the internet. Number 3, his parents owning a liquor store. I mean, we can't really fault him. He didn't choose his parents, but, good for him. That's a really good advantage that he had. I wish my parents could have helped me, by showing me their business and by having me come behind the scenes and help them with stocking inventory and managing people and learning marketing and Google ads and growing the business with them. It would have been such an advantage. And the way that I look at my career today is a lot like that. I chose jobs where the business was small on purpose. I chose those jobs so that I could get close to the owner, so I could see behind the ropes, so I could see behind the curtain, right, behind the Wizard of Oz, so I could see what was going on in the behind the scenes. And I started just trying to give value as much as humanly possible. I did things like, calculated the cost of goods for a juice bar that I worked at, even though nobody asked me to do it, because I wanted to bring as much value as possible to the team. And I wanted to show that I was willing to work hard and do things that other people aren't willing to do. And what happened was, they take me under their wing. They show me things that I wouldn't have otherwise known. I did get to see behind the curtain of a lot of businesses, and then I got to be picky about what kind of business I wanted to start in the long term. And so as an entrepreneur, I was able to sit back and pick the thing that I thought would be the best possible version for me. And to me, it was an online business. So what you could do if your parents do not own a business, but you want to own a business, is first of all, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're going to be here to support you, give you the information that you need, and give you the community of like-minded people to help you through your journey. Secondly, you can get a job where it's a small business and you can, really get close to the owner and start helping, start giving value, start seeing what's going on behind the scenes, especially if it's a business that you think you might want to own yourself one day. That's exactly what you want to do, right? Really get in there, start seeing what's going on, how they can improve, what they're already doing, and what you can learn from it. Really just try to soak everything in like a sponge, and you'll be in a much better position than when you started. So overall, nothing against Gary Vee. I really like the guy personally. You might hate him, and that's all right. The bigger people get, the more haters they have, and it's just part of the game. So if you like this video, I got another video that I want you to watch. It's going to show you how I started an online business from zero and grew it to 6 figures per month. Just click this link right over here, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. My name's Ryan Kearns, and I'll see you soon. Bye.